Hey guys, how you going? It's Cal here. So some of you may know that I've signed up to the Ultimate Use 9 in 6 week challenge. So it's lose 9 kilos in 6 weeks, and I did mention to you guys that I will be doing a video series for you just to share with you guys my progress, struggles, highs and lows and all of that stuff. So I'm back. I know, apologies. It is almost nearing the end of week 2. So what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna give you 3 for the price of 2. I'm gonna give you 3 separate videos on the food prep and food menu, the exercises that I've been doing, and also some mindset stuff. So things that I've really struggled with personally from a mindset perspective, and what I've been able to do, strategies that I've applied, that I've learnt to get me over the hump. So let's start. So let's kick off with the meal plan. This was probably something that it blew my mind how simple, honestly, just how super simple it was, because in the past what I did was I'd be like, okay, I'm gonna be really, really healthy, but at the same time, I really appreciated variety. And so what I'd find myself doing is going on Instagram and going on Google and speaking to friends, checking out all these amazing recipes, and then realizing I needed a gazillion different ingredients. And it was just like, oh my gosh, brain explosion. And so when I kind of got the email with the meal plan attached to it, and realized it was like 5 lines. Okay, maybe it was like 10 lines because my email was like condensed, but it was just like 5 distinct paragraphs. That was it. Actually 6 because it was an optional meal. But it was just like, my initial reaction was like, is that it? And then when I realized that was it, I was like, shit, that's it. And it just like, oh, such a relief, such a relief. Anyway, so I'm sure you're all waiting for it. I'll share with you what it is. Super simple. Okay, I'm hoping that you guys can see this. So for breakfast, so essentially breakfast, lunch and dinner, you wanna have 160 grams of protein, whether it be chicken, egg, beef, pork, lamb, any of those. They generally recommend either steak or chicken, just because they're a little bit leaner. Oh, and fish for sure. So 160 grams of that, and you want to have that with 2 cups of green veggies. Actually, 2 cups of vegetables, and they suggest non-starchy ones. So starchy vegetables are things like potato, sweet potato, pumpkin. Non-starchy ones include anything that's green. What else? You're allowed lemon, zucchini, all of that stuff. So you do have heaps to choose from. Also your capsicums, your mushrooms. Oh, starchy corn, not good. So usually what I have for breakfast is I'll have 1 egg and 3 egg whites. That's also something that they just suggested and recommended. So in the past I had, 2 cups of broccoli and peas. I'd fry an egg with 3 egg whites. But recently I've just kind of gotten really sick of that. So what I've done is instead I've created an omelette. So what I'll do is I'll saute some some garlic, add some spring onion, spinach, peas, added that to it, and then I'll mix in the egg to turn it into an omelette, and I'll add some Dijon mustard in there as well. And it's just like delicious, and I actually swear that this is probably more food than I normally have. You would have a green smoothie. Now, it wasn't until this week that I realized that I could have a green apple and a kiwi as part of my daily diet. Beforehand, I thought it was just no fruit. And so I just like totally deprived myself of any of that. So my green smoothie was literally spinach, ginger, and water, and I blended it in my NutriBullet, and that just, that was pretty bland. But I was able to add the sweetness of kiwi, half a kiwi and half an apple. It has to be a green apple, so anything that's green, into it, and it really fills you up. It really, really does, because it's not juicy, so you're getting all the pulp in it as well. So that generally ties me, to be honest, sometimes I even forget to have my green smoothie, but the whole point of this menu and their meal plan is to keep your metabolism going. So it's got nothing to do with calorie count. It's pure, we want to make sure that you're constantly, your body's fueled and it's burning, and it just puts it into its optimal fat burning zone. So I have that, and lunchtime comes along, and usually I'll have that between 12:30, 1 o'clock, whenever I'm kind of like, okay, time for some substantial food. It's a good chunk of steak or a quarter of a roast chicken. That's what I've realized. That's a really great go-to meal. If you're ever just like stuck, or you're like, oh my God, I have no time to prep. My entire weekend has been written off. What do? Shit, need a meal prep. Go to Coles, go buy a Lily Dale free range roast chicken and cut it into 4 pieces. And that's about that's about 160 grams. And then with my veg last week was I just mass steamed or boiled a whole bunch of broccoli and peas. Now, hold that thought, because I am going to add additional comments to it in just a sec. Actually, you know what? I'll say it now. But the reason why I say last week is because what I realized last night was, damn, broccoli and cauliflower and cabbage and Brussels sprouts. Oh, I love these vegetables so much, but they make you incredibly bloated. I ate a plate of broccoli and some steak, and I was like, I felt like I'd eaten a rock. I was like sweating on the couch and just like so lethargic and bloated, and Dad was like, Kalena, let's go for a walk. And I was like, just give me a moment. It made me so bloated, and it wasn't until I went to the gym this morning and I spoke to one of the ladies and I was like, oh my, okay, you know when they say vegetable 2 cups, do they mean like a large 2 cups or like a loose 2 cups? Like I could add an extra cup if I wanted to, or is it like actually 2 cups? And she's like, it's 2 cups. And I'm like, yeah, damn it, because I was just like, I had the broccoli last night and I was so full afterwards. And she's like, don't eat broccoli. And I was like, why not? And she's like, it makes you bloated. And I was like, I know. And so I went home and I Googled it, and apparently because the particles within broccoli and cabbage and whatnot resemble like beans, it doesn't digest very well in the stomach, which means it starts to ferment when it's still in the stomach, which means you're gonna get super gassy. So stay away from the broccoli. Get on the kale, get on the spinach, get on anything leafy. Mushrooms are great. What else is really good? Zucchini is really good too, nice and light. So what I've actually turned that into now this week is chicken meatballs. Oh my gosh, amazing. I just added parsley and lemon, fennel seeds. That, and I made some zucchini pasta. So we got this machine that like you shove the zucchini in and you spin it and it comes out with like spaghetti-like zucchini. It's amazing. And then it gets to 3 p.m. and actually, to be honest, 100% honest, after lunch, I always crave something sweet. And so I've got 2 options. I either make my protein shake and I have a sip of it because it's a little bit sweet because it's vanilla, or I literally just run straight to my study and I start working and I just get myself out of the kitchen. And this is going to be in the mindset video, but That's probably been one of the toughest things, not being able to access sweet things. But I do find that once I've had the protein shake, I'm pretty full. Like, and if you do it in the NutriBullet, it's like nice and frothy and it just tastes like a milkshake. And then you add some ice cubes in it and oh my gosh, to die for. Now in hindsight, were I to choose the flavor again, I would pick chocolate. Because I think at the time, all I could think of when they said, buy your own packet of protein shake for $85. All I could think of was my brother chugging down his protein shake, and it was just, he was making like this sound like ugh, 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 and I was just like, I don't want that. So I kind of just went for the standard vanilla, but in hindsight, I was just like, how could you go wrong with chocolate? So I guess when I finish my 1.5 kilo of protein, I'll move on to chocolate. Dinner, same deal, 160 grams of protein and 2 cups of veg. So usually what I'll do there is have a steak, or I'll cook some barramundi. So what you can do at Coles is you can buy frozen, pre-packed little portion sizes of cut up fish. Salmon's a little bit fattier, but salmon, barramundi, any of that stuff you can buy. And then I just pan fry it, add a squeeze of lemon and some dill, or I do it Asian style. So I pan fry it, or you could steam it, and then I cook some ginger, spring onion, and some like seafood soy sauce over the top. Amazing. And then dessert. I mean, what dessert? You don't get dessert. No. Not if you want to be lean and strong. Dessert does not exist. So what you do is you go and read a book, or you go and sleep early, or you have a protein shake. A protein shake or a green smoothie, either or, but no sweets for you. No sweets for you. Yeah, that's right. No sweets for you.